this video, the numbers matter.
Yeah,
you know.
exactly.
So please subscribe and support him and support him. Subscribe.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Ajo Talks Football. My name is the King Ajo, and as always, it's God and everything football. Your transfer zone. I mean, the summer is going to be very interesting. Even the World Cup can't distract us from enjoying our transfer zone. I'm here with Nana, Kelvin. Hey, I really miss him. He the represents. I'm sorry. Jesse and Kwame. Now, can I ask you a question? At what time did you experience part-time Fabrizio?
Part-time Fabrizio, I think that should be 2023, 2024. I think I wasn't in the space of, because I was concentrating on myself, so I got off social media, I got off everything. I think I came back and I heard someone cooking Ghana, especially going to the African Cup with Kente, and I'm like, okay, who is this guy? So I was in 2022, 2023 there, yeah, that's why I experienced it. Part-time Fabrizio.
It's not.
I know. No. So the Kente made me know. Oh, okay, who is this guy?
Oh, okay.
So the Kente effect brought me closer. Who is this guy? Let me see his content, and then back to back about Enzo Fernandes, about Esteval, especially more about Chelsea content, about your transfers. But I think one transfer that you were so certain about, that people actually not certain, was, I think, Kylian Mbappe signing on to staying at PSG and then going
to Madrid the next
people were like, nah, Mbappe is coming, but nah.
He gotta stay.
The part-time Fabrizio saw into the future. I realized that.
He gotta stay. That's what about you.
Charlie, recently, I had some part-time Fabrizio. I'm like, who is that? They were Ajobi part-time Fabrizio. I'm like, okay, let me see. And then I saw a track record of transfer news and then I realized that in Ghana, there's just a handful of people that are consistent with that. So Charlie, the name there, you carry out.
Yeah, the buy. How about you, Colin?
Media might only be quite.
But you
from the beginning.
From the beginning of tertiary, so you.
But then the transfer way I consider the most impressive was Caicedo to Chelsea, because one thing the kind of time Liverpool lodged a bid to Brighton, and everybody was like, oh yeah, Liverpool has joined in it. It be over. He go Liverpool be that. But then your man say nah. Per my sources, the guy say he go.
That's
go join.
You know. I was asleep, right?
Yeah.
I was reading, like I was following that story going to the end of the, and then I slept. I woke up, the first thing I saw,
it was a dawn fight.
Yeah, like Liverpool has agreed 150 million. I was like, you don't mean it. I really wanted Caicedo at Liverpool before
But so that morning, when David Weinstein also came out, I was like, quiet, Charlie, I should give up. So my previous Caicedo quote saying, they come and they throw me. Who are you? Who is this guy? Look at him. He's a guesser. He wants to be like Fabrizio. You can never be like Fabrizio. I saw that. I was like, okay, wow. Till date, I don't know what came over me. I just took the phone and like, guys, calm down. Chelsea fans. He only wants Chelsea. Caicedo is coming, and that tweet, he blew up crazy. Even before he chose Chelsea, that tweet was, Charlie, going viral, and that was where people accepted that the transfer vibe, it's there. And by God's grace, from making it fun, enjoying just transfer vibe from tertiary to now we have sources. Now we talk to the big dons. We talk to the big dons in France, in Spain, and even in Ghana. So yeah, the part-time Fabrizio vibes. I got the name from a very special person. It was very good. Yeah, that's Sheldon. Sure. He added the Panther into it.
Wow.
So, so let's have fun though. But before we go into the transfers, quick one on Arsenal. But guys, let's discuss the Wilson goal against Arsenal. Some fans are fuming and saying that, no, this was a clear goal. Arsenal the advice helping them win the league. After all they've done, Arsenal do the same thing to people. What do you guys make of that? Let's have a discussion. Was it fair? was it hard on Raya? And to me, Raya again, we'll discuss him too. Is he also equally now the best goalkeeper in the world?
Okay, let me. In this instance, I would say two truths can coexist. It's like a coin. On one side, it was a foul. This one, it was a foul. There was clear contact. Pablo impeded David Raya's path. Whether he was about to save the ball or not, I think that he impeded them. But on the other hand, this is an Arsenal team that there have been a whole lot of evidence, mountains of evidence, lots of clips showing this is how they go about their corner routines. From day one of this season at Old Trafford, Saliba holds Altay Bayindi's hand, impeding him. Arsenal score, the goal counts, Arsenal go on to win that particular match. I won't be surprised until now. There's lots and lots of clips showing from Aston Villa to Chelsea to. I even have a theory that even the recently relegated clubs, I'm sure if they want to, they will bring up evidence of say we to then take Dewey. So I do not. My point is, we need the consistency there. Fine, admittedly, we might never get the consistency, but I think that if this is given in Arsenal's favor, why shouldn't it be given in Team B's favor?
So teams have not been intelligent about impeding goalkeepers. That's Arsenal's selling point. That's Arsenal's secret weapon when it comes to corners. Because you mentioned Saliba and Aita Bayinde. Saliba never touched his hand.
He did.
He did.
You see, I'm coming. So what Arsenal normally do is they barge into the keeper without them going in for the ball.
Interesting.
But what most teams do is that since, Arsenal is doing that to us, so you also want to do it. We want to attack the keeper by holding the hand, by holding the jersey. But what Arsenal normally do with Ben White, with Saliba, with sometimes Julian Timber, is that Martinelli especially, is they will barge into the keeper as though they are standing there, but a slight movement when the keeper is about to get the ball. So they pretend as though we are not going in for the ball, but we are intelligently barging into the keeper where he's not able to have free access to the ball.
No, but I still think...
Yeah, I'm coming. Where the keeper doesn't have free access to the ball, what we saw yesterday was a totally different thing. David Raya was on his feet about to jump, right? And then I see Pablo's hand, right? All over through Raya's chest onto his hand. When immediately you touch a keeper's hand, you prevent him from winning the ball in the air, it is a foul. In as much as it's difficult, I'm not happy with it. I'm not happy with the consistency. But yesterday's was a clear foul. We can't do with that. Nana. Yes, you see, there are clear instances
where Saliba has done that.
Yes. Good. Yes, you see, and then it all boils down to officiating. We can't blame Arsenal for it. We can't sit here and blame Arsenal for it, because if Arsenal does it and then the officials do not correct it, they will continue to do it.
Because yesterday came out where the Chelsea game
yes,
where
I think it was Carabao Cup round.
Good.
So how could that be the PGM or whatever LL they call themselves, bro?
Good.
They have to be consistent.
Good. It goes down to officiating, because if Martinelli, Saliba, White are able to gang up against a certain Vicario in a Tottenham game where Gabriel got the only goal, the sole goal at Tottenham, the Hotspur Stadium. Yeah. If they're able to do that and that's not a foul, and then Saliba is able to do that against Binder, it's not a foul. They're able to do that against a certain Edison, it's not a foul. They're able to do that against many teams, and the PGMOL decides that's not a foul, then there should be a consistency. But that's why I say the brilliance of Arsenal doesn't let PGMOL detect these things. But the unseriousness or the lack of intelligence of other teams where they bring in emotion. Because if you study Arsenal very well, they are working well on their emotions to trigger some things other teams, like to trigger other teams.
But
to slack.
Not to cut you, Yao.
Okay.
You say it's the brilliance of Arsenal.
Good.
Why is it that it happens in the league and not much in the Champions League? If they try it in the Champions League, they get caught.
So that's why I said it is PGMO. I didn't mention UEFA here.
No, I'm just saying
In
something.
the league, I'm being and then
no.
and then
You said
all the
the
critical
billions,
examples I
quote,
give you
unquote.
were in the league. I didn't give you anything out of the league.
Yeah,
so I'm
I
saying
asked
that
that
if
question,
there's supposed to
sorry.
be consistency, if there's anyone to be blamed, it is the officiating of the league. That's it. We can't sit here and blame Arsenal.
Well,
Arsenal have gone and
well.
done and done their thing. It's not with the officials to decide whether it's a goal or not. And the officials give the goal. So Arsenal will continue to hit that side until there's a day that comes that no, this is no goal. Then Arsenal will go back to their books and then come back.
Come in and let's wrap up.
Well, I
again.
think it's incredible take, but let me take it from this angle. Congratulations to Arsenal for winning that game against West Ham.
Have
They're
they won the
landing-
league? Have they won the league with
That
that?
game, you can possibly see they are halfway through.
Yeah.
In the London Stadium, it's a big win. When you look at the statistics without watching the match, you realize that Arsenal dominated. But if statistics is anything alone to go by, it doesn't do justice to football.
To the game, yeah.
The eye test also do a lot of justice to football. But one thing that is characterized by the eye test are moments also. For me, there are two moments that made the game stand out. Number one, that save that Raya
Raya.
made
We are going to
against
Raya.
Mateus Fernandes. I think that
That guy
two
caught bets.
rights can coexist. I think that it was a brilliant save by Raya,
David Raya.
doing the basics in goalkeeping, opening up his body to make it very difficult for Mateus Fernandes. And I also think it was a very bad miss by Mateus Fernandes because you don't aim for the closest post when there is a far post. Another moment that I think decided the game was that one.
All right.
That very officiating that we are talking about. Ajo, we have seen Arsenal countless times block goalkeepers, their contact, and I have vehemently remained solid that that is a foul. Very consistent with my stance that what Arsenal have been doing, most of them were fouls. If most of them were legitimate fouls, then I believe that the consistency should have run through. Why would you give Arsenal a no foul and then give West Ham a foul?
PGMOL.
Then that is the issue of consistency. And I believe that it is not Arsenal's fault.
As I said, it's not
In as
Arsenal's
much
fault.
as it's a foul and then it wasn't taken, it wasn't Arsenal's fault. However, the major problem is that football is in big danger. Because if we are not rectifying the solution, we are not rectifying the problems currently, in future, it makes our precedents very, 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 very difficult. Because in future, I'm not a prophet, but similar things are going to happen. And then we'll have precedents to fall back on.
All right.
And if the precedents are not consistent, it makes decision making very difficult.
Let's stick to the two players.
I'm not a
in
prophet.
That, he is a prophet, though. That incident between Mateus Fernandes and Raya. Now, Raya, from a transfer, from a transfer point of view, he's about to sign a new contract with Arsenal per reports. The question is, he deserves it. Is he the best keeper in the world now, currently? Just say yes or no from one of you.
I don't.
For me,
believe
I
so.
always say I feel like the
I
best
don't- I
keeper in
don't-
the world right now. He's not part of the prior Honey Hawk, prior Tintin group. I mean, that's Raya. That's Garcia for me.
But
He's the best keeper in the world for me right now, currently. But the best shotstopper, the best goalkeeper in general, I'm going to give it to Raya. And he deserves a new contract. And he even has to be mentioned in the PFA nominees. And he can even win it.
So, as I say, opinions are like noses. Everyone is entitled to theirs.
Yeah.
I would say he's not the best.
Who is the best?
To me,
Yeah.
I have two. I
me
have
one.
Sofonov and Joao Garcia.
Sufulai?
You see, there's
How is he
something.
the best?
There's something about
That's
Sofonov.
controversial.
Yeah, that's very controversial. There's something about Sofonov.
You trend.
We have all not. We might have not studied or not paid attention to. Sofonov came from Russia into the PSG team when a certain Donnarumma was there, knowing he will be a second fiddle to Donnarumma. But mind you, Sofonov had won the best keeper in Russia coming into this PSG setup. He understood his point. He understood that I might play cup games. I might play certain games. Fine. The time came for Donnarumma to leave PSG, right? And then let's not even go further. In the Club World Cup, Sofonov saved 3 or 4 penalties to help PSG move on. Good. That aside, we sell Donnarumma. Sofonov knows that since I am the second keeper, I will be the first keeper now. But
the boy
what
goalkeeper from
I'm
from
building a story up.
okay.
PSG then goes to buy a certain Chevalier from, I think, Toulouse or Lens.
It was Lille.
Lille, right?
Yeah.
Lille, good. Chevalier at that point in time was known as the best sweeper keeper, as the best shot stopper in the French league.
Yeah.
So they wanted the best.
Yeah.
Sofonov understood, took his time. At a point in the season, Enrique realized that Chevalier's
It's panicking.
concentration in the game is not yet there. Yeah. So let me introduce Sofonov. Sofonov comes in, makes this PSG back line very stable, gets injured. Chevalier comes back to his post, but still Chevalier is not composed enough. Sofonov comes back after 1 month, comes back into the setup of PSG, and then is now an established goalkeeper. If you watch their cup final against Marseille, that was playing in Qatar or I think Dubai or something of that sort, Sofonov saved, I think, 3 penalties. Very composed in goal. I don't say Raya. I don't mean Raya is not composed. But my opinion is that Sofonov
Better than Raya.
is a better goalkeeper than David Raya.
Wow.
And then I'll go in for Joan Garcia and Sofonov over David Raya. That's my take.
That's an
hard.
uncomfortable
That is a-
conversation.
That's extremely uncomfortable.
yeah.
And I'm going to make sure this one trends.
I think, in my opinion, when somebody asks me who is the best goalkeeper in the world, it's not just about shot stopping, it's not just about ball playing. Another underrated trait that people do not mention is the organization of the backline.
Okay.
Raya, fine, he does it well, but I would say arguably he's one of the best in the world. I wouldn't say he's undoubted because, the OGs are still there. And who are the OGs in my opinion? There are 2. Courtois,
Why, Manuel Neuer?
not even Neuer, Alisson Becker.
Yes, okay.
This season, fine, he's been played by
let's
injuries. but
currently
on his day,
probably the best keeper in
It's
the
the
world.
metrics this season.
No, currently. Currently you can add it up. There are 4 years, there are 3 years, there are 2 years.
and if that's the case, I would even put Neuer over.
Over Raya.
Yes.
So it's too early to call Raya the best goalkeeper in
Yes,
the world.
too early.
Yes, it's
I don't
too
know if
early
Sancho
for me.
Because
Sancho
it
is comfortable with that.
It is way too early to call
It's even
Raya
arguably
the best
it's even
goalkeeper
arguable
in
to
the
call
world.
him the best in the league, let alone the world.
Yeah,
Who's the
in the
best in the
league,
league?
perfect, but in the world, no.
The league who?
The league right now, like I said, Alisson.
Alisson is not
No,
consistent.
Alisson
with
is not
injuries,
consistent
general.
now.
Yeah, in general.
No,
No.
you see,
current form. We're talking about
Current form in
Injuries
the
have
league.
robbed him of that
But
thing.
currently,
But
Raya is the best goalkeeper in the league.
and
Well,
then
I
you
can't argue
see,
that.
he will say injuries has robbed Alisson off. But I'll tell you this: if Alisson was still in this Liverpool setup, he will concede goals.
I doubt.
Exactly.
I doubt.
Backline. Anyway,
I doubt.
let's move on.
He will concede
now,
goals.
to the boy that made the bad miss. Mateus Fernandes. Man, you are tracking him. West Ham will ask for around 80 million. 80 million is the conversation on the
See,
table.
I
And
said-
Man, you need two midfielders to compete with a Champions League and domestic football. I feel like they've made advancements. I have to check my reporters and see. On Edison of Atlanta, a very good midfielder, can play as a 6 and number 8. And they also want to bring in Mateus Fernandes from West Ham. Let me come to you quick one before I go to the Man U fan.
Okay. I think Man U's major headache is that defensive midfielder. They brought in Ugarte, he couldn't live up to the expectation. Kobe Mainoo is still learning. The major problem of Manchester United is finding that solid midfield partnership. Because I believe that one of the positions in football that deserves a lot of rhythm and understanding is the midfield setup. So when you look at football history and teams that have dominated and then you check the consistency in their midfield, it has been what to write home about in terms of their dominance. Xavi, Iniesta, Sergio Busquets. Currently, we are seeing that of PSG, Vitinha, Joao Neves, and they've become understanding that anybody slots in is able to get the understanding of what the coach wants to implement on the field of play. So I believe that the midfielder is very, very important for Manchester United. And Edison is one of the right name call-ups to fill in that slot for me. He gives you that hard work. He's that one that if you need him to fill in another position in midfield in terms of the number 8, he can give you that. So he's that hybrid player for you. He can play in the number 6, play in the number 8. He gives you that energy also. And he's forward thinking. Manchester United deserves that player. When you have a midfield where the outlet of forward passes is coming from just one player, you become very predictable. So he gives them that sort of variety also. So I believe that is a very good call for Manchester United. Mateus Fernandes, his decision making is the major problem for me.
As a box-to-box midfielder.
Yes, but as a top team like Manchester United, you don't just come to make your name. You come also with a load of pressure. So does that make him thrive in a setup like Manchester United? It also dependent on the coach. Does the coach that Manchester is going for help players develop? That is a big question. And that's what is going to inform whether he's going to succeed in Manchester United or not.
Do you have any options aside them? Do you prefer the two of them as a United fan?
It might
Man U rep.
it might sound cheeky. But why not go to PSG and test their resolve regarding Fabian Ruiz?
No, he's a system player. He's not moving.
No, it's not
No, at least try.
No, he's not moving. You can't try. He's not moving.
Because
Why Fabian Ruiz though for you?
look, Man United as a club, like Jesse said, a second outlet in terms of translating the play. I see Ederson more of an 8 rather than a 6.
But it needs to be for that. I think you're
Yes,
going for
that's
8. Yeah.
that is where I'm looking at, because if you are going to bring him in as a number 6, it might not work, because you look at Atalanta as a club in that 3-4-3 or 3-5-2, depending on who on the day that Gasperini, ever since the days of Pasalic, Ruslan Malinovsky, fine, he's been more of the 8 rather than the 6. So I do not see why you are going to put him in and bringing him in for big money, and I fear that they might misprofile him.
Okay.
Fabian Ruiz, he is a 6. You know where he's going to be. He's more of, I would say, the
He's
closest.
also even a 6 and 8.
Yeah.
He can balance. Yeah.
I see him to be more of, he can be molded into the Rodri type of player.
Okay.
That is what I am looking for. Regarding the Mateus Fernandes bit, West Ham said how much? 80 million.
Approximately around, yeah.
They should forget about it. Because one, they will get relegated.
Baleba, is he in your list?
Yeah, that's the answer.
Baleba.
Pick one more, yeah.
Baleba, if Brighton are still sticking with that 120 million, it's too obnoxious. They should move on to someone. There's a pub gay somewhere in Villarreal they can bring.
That's a good mention.
They can even bring
a
in
good mention.
as a wild card, and for squad depth purposes, they can bring back James Garner from Everton.
Also, I like that guy too. Anyways, let's move. Calls have been made to Italy, again from United and Liverpool, for Francisco Conceição. But my first question, off head, the physicality of the EPL and this guy. If you are making your inquiries, are you sure he's the right person for you? Maybe Liverpool probably is. Liverpool needs him more, in my opinion, because Salah it's going. Now, a quick one, just you. Is it a good one? Conceição.
So the quality of the Italian league and then the quality of the English Premier League are two different things altogether. But I would say that the pressure that the Premier League brings is also different. I'm not a fan of Conceição, if I'm being honest with you. I like his style of play. He's short, and then his sense of gravity is none to be compared with. But I wouldn't prefer him at Liverpool as a replacement to Mohamed Salah, because we had a similar profile of a player in him in the name of Benduk. We had a similar player in Benduk, just with the profile of Conceição. Yeah. But Benduk couldn't because of the presence of Mohamed Salah. So he had to move on to Bournemouth. So I have seen a similar profile like that. So Conceição for me at Liverpool, no.
Okay.
I don't think
not a deal for you.
No, not a deal for me. But Ajo, I want to chip in this before you move on. Arsene Wenger wonders.
One Liverpool?
No,
or football?
One football.
Okay.
15, 12 years ago, about transfer prices. You are going for a normal talent, and then they are hitting you. As at then, they were hitting with 30, 40, 60 million. Today we sit here, and then Mateus Fernandes, West Ham is looking for 80 million. Carlos Baleba, Brighton is looking for 120 million. Liverpool paid over 110 million for Florian Wirtz. Chelsea paid 120 something or 110 million for Caicedo. Enzo Fernandes. These players do not deserve such. But Arsene Wenger really won us. We didn't listen. And today we are here paying the price. You go in for a normal talent and then you are hit with 70 million, 80 million, 100 million. Yeah. If you don't have 100 million, we won't sit to discuss with you. Where from this? No, it's actually not fair.
All right, let's move to the camp of Barcola. And he's a player that because he's kind of like a fringe player for PSG, teams want to go and poach him. And with how things are going, you go there, they ask you 70 million. You have to put that money on the table before you get him. Arsenal are making inquiries. Bayern are making inquiries. The question to two of you, Kwame and Jesse, making the move is a wise decision to make, and where does he go? Arsenal, Bayern Munich, because the conversations are real. Jesse.
Yeah, I think even Barcola is in the conversation for Barcelona itself also.
Okay, Barcelona. Okay, well, that's new to me. I've heard of Bayern and Arsenal, but do you need him? Okay, well, yes.
Yes. Barcola to Arsenal. Arsenal currently relies on Gabriel Martinelli and then Trossard when the need arises. But I think it would have been a good call for Arsenal because Arsenal is one of the most dynamic teams I've seen this season. They can set up in a low block. They can set up in an expansive manner. If they want to possess you, they can also possess you. But they lack that expansive winger with very, very, very technical qualities in their setup. He gives them some sort of profile variety when he gets included in the Arsenal setup. And he's going to give a lot of competition to the likes of Martinelli and then Leandro Trossard. It's a good call for Arsenal. It helps them boost their squad depth. For Bayern Munich also, I think that Luis Diaz is currently doing a great job. If Barcola comes, is he sitting behind Luis Diaz or is he starting? That is one thing that I think Barcola is going to consider heavily because currently in the PSG setup, he's not starting also. If he's making a move away from PSG, he'll be looking at getting consistent play time also. I think the best move for him would have been, that is going to give him a best chance of playing consistently is Barcelona.
It's Liverpool, please.
But
you want the Leipzig guy. What's
Diomande. And you have Gakpo. So what again?
Kwame, let's have a serious conversation.
Kwame, let's have a serious conversation. Let's not involve Gakpo in this. Like let's not tone that down.
I mean,
my brother.
Ngumua needs that chance.
You see,
so you cannot limit what Ngumua will do when you bring Barcola. Unless you want Gakpo to play on the right.
You see, yes. So we can't limit what Ngumua will do. Ngumua is 17 years. So when you put pressure on him now, right? He might be injured, and then in the long term, when he's injured at that young age, it affects him. So you have to manage Ngumoha's time. You have to manage Ngumoha's playing time. So if a certain Bradley Barcola gets into this Liverpool system, he starts over every winger there. I'm being honest with you. But will the Premier League give him time to adapt? That's a question. Bradley Barcola sometimes can ghost. Can miss certain chances, can miss certain sitters. Would the Premier League give him time? Not the team he's going to play, but the media and the pressure in the Premier League. Will that give Bradley Barcola time to settle? That's the question we should be asking ourselves.
And not to chip in. I agree with Jesse because he's going under Hansi Flick. And Hansi Flick has that track record of training and getting a tune out. Were we not here at Bayern with what's his name? Kingsley Coman. Kingsley Coman had that tendency, both of missing a lot of chances, being raw, and even his attitude. But when Hansi Flick came in, what happened? Took a tune out of him, polished him, and now see, well, he's with Al Nassr, he's contributing to their title win. I feel like if Barcola should go to Barcelona, Hansi Flick can do something with him. But then the question is, one, Sikasem, and two, they already have Rashford, so it is what it is.
Wow, Carrick, Pedro, and Julian Alvarez. Now, the interest is real. What's funny, bro? Okay, yeah. I'm happy. Basa, I want to talk to Carrick because he's done a good first season. If they saw him early, it's like going to Brighton for him. But I mean, maybe my mind no go that particular scouting level. So, with regards to Julian Alvarez, the interest is real. But ideally, it's going to be difficult for him to move from Atletico Madrid. So their plan B is Joao Pedro. Now, this same Julian Alvarez too, PSG have officially shown interest. And they want to bring him on board. I'm asking myself, PSG, what else do you need?
They're building a dinner.
The greed that was stopped.
And I mean, all things being equal, Alvarez would prefer to go to PSG, honestly. Than probably go to Barcelona. That's how I think. Maybe Barca fans won't agree with me. You don't agree?
I don't agree.
Interesting.
He's a Spanish-speaking player. Most South Americans, when they come, they want to play in the Spanish La Liga.
Yeah, okay.
I felt his move to Atletico was at the wrong time because he felt he wasn't being appreciated enough at City. So he felt Atletico, and Atletico at that time were the team that bidded for him because a certain Barcelona couldn't bid for him because the money City required, Barcelona couldn't pay. Now, Barcelona are talking about Joao Pedro and then Julian Alvarez. Julian Alvarez sitting at Atletico Madrid playing 2 seasons now can see into the future that this is not a winning side. Julian Alvarez is a winning player. Who would I like to join? Julian Alvarez would like to join a certain Barcelona over a certain PSG. That's my thought. That's my take. But will Chelsea be willing to offer or lay off Joao Pedro after playing just 1 season and signing over 6 years, right? I think for 5 or 6 years. His buyout clause, I don't think Barcelona can pay. So I think Barcelona should strike out a deal with Julian Alvarez and Atletico Madrid. They can do that. Maybe they will pay in installments just like they did for Griezmann. So
if you think a deal can happen this summer,
yes, I think so.
Because I don't think Chelsea sells Joao Pedro.
No, it doesn't.
Maybe for 80 million it will be difficult. Unless Barca table some crazy money. But after the money they have to, do some prepares more. So it's going to be difficult.
I think it sounds crazy, but I see Joao Pedro deal to Barcelona happening
this summer.
Not this summer, but
in the future.
Yeah, in the future. Because
I even feel like who joins Chelsea can even send a signal to him that he stays long term or not.
And another issue, another factor, which is quite underrated. He's Brazilian. And you know how Barcelona appeals to the Brazilian coach. Rafinha is already there. And you look through history. Ronaldinho. No, but especially Brazil. Yeah. Ronaldo, Rivaldo. Mention the names. Yeah. You would have all these legends in your ear. Back when I was in Barcelona, this and this and this and this. That when I was playing in the new camp, this. If Chelsea don't get their act together and they miss top 4 or top 5, and they fail to enter the Champions League next season, then problem can happen.
That one I agree with you. Barca fans, if you are watching now, let us know. If you don't get Alvarez or Qualquer, who do you prefer? Osimhen is. I won't go. Osimhen is not a combo to have. I think. Last but one story. Let's go to the camp of this young English guy called. What's his name again? Ethan Nwaneri. I must say, I saw the body language. I must say, I was like, this guy is not okay. Well, per Italian Fabrizio, Chelsea have made inquiries and would like to bring him to Stamford Bridge.
Wow.
I don't know why. I don't know the plan, but what do you guys make of it? Quick one.
It's a long-standing interest. I've been following it. Last year or last 2 years, his contract was about to end. And then there were reports that Chelsea were interested. There was back when they were going for him and another ambitious move for Kobe Minu, which I knew was never going to happen anyway. But they were going for Nwaneri. Then he signed the contract, thinking that Arteta was going to give him playing time and all of that because, there was only Odegaard to deal with. Fast forward, Arsenal buy Eze, and they send him on loan to where? Marseille. But then the question is, I do not understand why Chelsea are going for Nwaneri. Is that part of the Blue Co issue?
The thing is, whenever Chelsea wants to sign under this Blue Co project, it's very ambiguous. Manchester United, when you look at the team, you are able to clearly point out the woes of Manchester United and who they need to be able to solve the puzzle of Manchester United. It happens with a lot of teams. But Chelsea, you look at it, and then when they say a player is coming to Chelsea, it's very hard to deduce how the player is going to tactically fit in.
Yes.
What problem is he solving? What is he meant to come and do in the Chelsea setup? Because it looks like the club lacks a sense of direction. When the club lacks a sense of direction, even makes transfer very difficult. That's why in our earlier conversations, I said that they need to change the transfer model of the club and the sportsmanship personnel. Till then, the sense of direction is going to be very difficult for Chelsea. And rumors like this are going to get us, a lot of us, ambiguous. Ethan Nwaneri, an excellent player, but what does he do in the Chelsea setup?
What does it bring, Charlie?
Anyways, last story is on Marcos Senesi, and he's leaving Bournemouth, and he has agreed personal terms with Spurs, but he's rethinking that decision because, for me, I think Spurs will stay. Liverpool are also pushing for him. Chelsea made inquiries. He had offers from Atletico Madrid in Spain. I want to conclude and say I think he either joins Liverpool or goes abroad. Because if Spurs are not relegated, Van de Ven will stay. I think either what's his name? Romero might leave because he's out of the club. I mean, the body language, everything shows that he wants to go to Atletico Madrid. So for Senesi, I think he might join Liverpool or probably go abroad. Chelsea's out. Chelsea wants what's his name? Van de Ven. No.
Van Hecke.
Chelsea wants Van Hecke from Brighton. Liverpool wants defenders this season. So we are going to have a battle again where Liverpool and Chelsea fight for one particular profile. So guys, your transfer is popping up. It's on the horizon as we get close to the summer. I'll be waiting all the summer. Yeah, we'll come to you. Part-time Fabrice, walk up me, Boniha. So get ready for us this summer.
Chelsea and Liverpool have been fighting for defenders. It's been
yeah.
And then I think this January, Liverpool and Chelsea were fighting for a certain jacket from
or my Rama jacket.
And then with Marcos Senesi, I would be happy to see him at Liverpool. I promise you, as well.
He's a proper left-footed.
Because Liverpool have not had a central left-footed defender since Ragnar Klavan left the club.
That's
that's 10 years ago. Since the signing of Ragnar Klavan and since he leaving, Liverpool have not had a central defender who is a left-footed. We've gone in for right-footed players and always playing them at the center, at the left side of defense. So I would be happy to see a certain Marcos Senesi at Liverpool. It would just be a brilliant signing. I'll just be happy to see him.
But then,
guys.
one minute. I don't understand why Tottenham are going for Senesi, because you said Romero is going, but they have a Croatian defender on loan at
that guy joins Barcelona.
Vuskovic
joins Barcelona. Vuskovic
is leaving Tottenham.
I think he'll join Barcelona if they don't get Bastoni. Guys, your Sky Sports vibe. It be something so. If you don't go subscribe, then you want to vibe or I trash them. We'll see you. We're out.